Hi everyone. I want to do a little walkthrough with you for the reconciliation service that's going to happen on Tuesday, February 27th. So let's get started. Before I start, I want to let you know that everything I'm going to tell you will be down in the description underneath this video. So if you miss something, you can just go down there and I'll have everything listed. All right, so first of all, I would say the clothing. So some of you have asked what your child should wear, and I say just nice casual clothing. Probably, like you're coming to church. No ripped jeans, that sort of thing. Probably dress warm because it's going to be in the evening, but just a nice, clean, casual clothes. Okay, and arrive around 5:50, so maybe about 10 minutes ahead of time, and you're going to come inside the church. You will be able to sit anywhere, so your children will sit with you, and parents, the whole family is welcome to come. Father Ted has opened up confession to everyone, so if you might go to confession before your child, sometimes that helps. Sometimes if your child's nervous and then they see you going ahead of them and they see that nothing bad happens to you and you come away from confession with a smile, then that gives them a little more comfort with what they're going to go do next. Okay, so when you come in, we have this program for you. The first thing that will happen is Father Ted will do a welcome, and we will do the Alleluia, and then he will read the gospel and give a short homily. After that, everyone will stand, and we will all do the Act of Contrition together. Normally, when you do come to confession on other days, not at a communal service like we're doing, you would do the Act of Contrition after you confess your sins, but because this is many children coming together, we'll do it one time. We'll stand and we'll all say it together. On the back of this program, there is a reminder, a little guide of how to go to confession. So your child will approach Father, tell them their name. Father will, tell them hello, and then they should have this card filled out. This is our reconciliation card. There are spots for 6 of their sins on here. They do not have to have 6 sins, or they can have more. But this is to help them to remember what they have done that has moved them away from God. So remember, a sin is not something that was an accident or a mistake. It's something that you do intentionally. You know that it's wrong. You know you should listen to Mom when she tells you to go in and clean your room, but you didn't. Okay, so it's something you do intentional, and it moves us away from God. It doesn't move us towards God. The priest asks that the children bring this with them because they will get nervous. And sometimes when they approach Father at confession and he says, okay, tell me your sins, and they say, I don't have any, well then the priest cannot give absolution, which is the blessing to forgive sins, and so then there's no sacrament. So make sure that they bring this, and you can do whatever you want afterwards. You can rip it up or burn it or put it in a scrapbook. Okay, but this is just a tool to help the children if they're nervous. Also, you received at the retreat this examination of conscience. All right, they do not have to bring this with them, but I would suggest before they fill this card out that you go over the examination of conscience. This one happens to use the 10 Commandments. And so there's questions in here that will help your children to understand what they may have done to go against one of the commandments that would be sinful. Okay, Then the next thing I want you to remember to bring is the sheep. All right, so if you remember, your child's name goes on here. They cut it out and they decorate it any way they'd like. You can see over here, I don't want to walk out of the shot, but these are some from last year. You can take these home after we're done, but what will happen is after your child finishes confession, they'll come over to this green board and someone will help them tape their sheep onto the board. This is representing that Jesus is a good shepherd, right? And he cares for his flock. This will stay up through the following Sunday in church, and that way everyone who attends Mass all weekend can see that first confessions have just happened. Okay, I want to turn the camera, so bear with me. I'm going to keep talking, but I'm going to turn the camera so you can see that this is where Father will be sitting. Okay, so we'll have 4 priests here, I believe, but Father will sit here, so we're not using the confessional. I also want you to see that it will be just like this. There will be a priest up here on the altar, and so you will just, your child will approach, or you will approach the priest sitting in the chair, and you'll sit right across from them. And that way, we're not using the confessional, but this is called face-to-face confession. Okay, I'm going to go back over here and hopefully come back into the shot. All right. When your child comes down from seeing the priest and they have their sheep on the board, they're going to do their penance. Father's going to give them a penance. It will probably be to say the Hail Mary and the Our Father or something like that. Practice this over the weekend. Practice those 2 prayers. And to help them, we have on the back of this is the Hail Mary and the Our Father. So if Father Celestine or Father Ted asks your child, do you know the Hail Mary? Do you know the Our Father? They can say yes, and they can go back, and it's right here, and they will go back quietly to the pew, kneel down, say their prayers of penance, and then they are done. And after that, we'll have the certificates in the back, so in the vestibule part of the church. And so you can go back and pick up the certificate and head out and hopefully have a celebratory dinner. And I know they're going to be relaxed, and probably they come in kind of hunched over and they skip on the way out. That's how it always is. It's just a beautiful sacrament. If you have any more questions, or you missed the retreat and you did not receive these items, contact me via email, or you can text back to this text, and I'll set it up so you can come in and get these before Tuesday. But again, 6 o'clock, arrive here a few minutes before 6 o'clock. Come on in, sit down, and we look forward to seeing you. If you have any other questions, best way to get hold of me is email. All right, God bless.